Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best.
Hello guys, and welcome back to another tutorial on a villager breeder. So this is one that I designed around the 1.14 update, and I've used this ever since. It's always worked, it's never broken, I've never had any issues with it, and it seems to be the most reliable, and I've never found one really as good as this one. If you want to, you can always make multiple of these to feed into one chamber. I've done it myself. I know that we are currently using this villager breeder in RedCraft as well. Don't forget to check out RedCraft if you want to see it in working on an actual SMP server. So right, let's get to it, and I will show you what you need to get this built. Okay guys, and welcome back. So just as an idea, so you guys know the materials. The material list is as follows. You need 214 pieces of glass, you need 80 carrots, you need 80 dirt, you need 4 white beds, or any, well, it doesn't matter what color they are, but you need 4 of them. 3 oak signs, doesn't matter what kind of signs they are. I'm using oak, it doesn't matter, you can use any one you want. Same with the trapdoors. A water bucket, 3 of them. Compost hour, just 1. Dark oak stairs, you can use any stairs you want, it's not going to be seen except for the bottom. We use the stairs just for the irrigation for the farm. Glowstone or any other light source, you can use frog lights, you can use sea lanterns, you can use shroom lights, you can use torches if you don't have access to any of these. I just use glowstone because it's usually one of the earliest resources I can get my hands on. 1 lever and 1 sticky piston. That is optional. It's just to shut the farm off. If you manually shutting it off, then you don't need one. But this is just so you can shut it off if you don't want to use it. Like right now, I can show you over here. This farm is shut off right now, so the villagers don't think they can get to the beds. Let me just turn the time today. So the villagers don't think they can get to beds. If you switch it on, which is what this is, it retracts the glass block back, which now gives them full access, which now is going to allow them to breed. But if you're building this on a server, I like to turn it off unless I'm using it. And as you can see, I've got villagers up here waiting. So let's get to it. Let's build it. Okay, guys. So to start off, what we're going to do is we're going to get up height. So what I want to do is I want to grab some glass. You pick roughly where you want the center of your farm to be, and then you go up 8 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once you're up there, you grab some dirt. On the 8th block, you're going to place a temporary block of dirt. And then from this block, you're going to go out 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you do this on all 4 sides because it gets the most one irrigation slot can give you is 4. So you go out 4 on all sides. And then you can just fill in the area all the way around, however you want it. Just fill it in. Obviously, this is easy for me in creative. You can build this in survival. I know Duck built it in survival on our SMP that we play on, RedCraft. So you can build it in survival very easily. Okay, so now that that's all done, you don't need this pillar anymore. You just need to get the center of it. take out that block, take out the temporary block that was in the center, and then you can replace it with any stair of your choice. I'm just using dark oak, but you can use any stair that you want. And then what you want to do is you want to get a water bucket and put it on top, and then composter, glowstone, put glowstone on top of that. The glowstone does two things. You can use torches, you can use any light source, but you have to have a block above the composter, because it just stops the villagers from jumping up on top of it and then getting stuck inside the composter, or jumping off of it and breaking crops, because villagers will not automatically do that. This is supposed to be a fully self-sufficient farm. Once everything is set up, there's nothing you should have to do to get this thing running. So once that's done, we're going to build the walls. So you go too high up, all the way around. You want to go all the way around. You want to go about too high up because villagers can't get over that. I will be back once I am done. Once I've done with this, I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back now. As you can see, we've got all of the glass in place. Oh, I missed a bit over here. Now the most important thing is you need to decide which way you want the farm. There is no rule on which way it has to be. I always do. So you go to the center, which way you've decided, and then you just break the two blocks out there. Once you've done that, you get some trapdoors. Like I say, I'm using oak, but you don't have to use oak. You put one at the top here. And then you put one here. Then you need to come out one, like that. And then you need to just place a trapdoor over here. And then you leave them open. Obviously, if you're in survival, you may need them closed while you do this section, because you may need to get across. Then from this section, what you're going to do is you're going to come out two, and then two on this side, two on this side, then one in the middle, then one there. This is just a platform for the beds to be for the villagers. So I'm going to get the beds now. So when you do the beds, you can use, there is no right thing, doesn't have to be a certain color, but the most important thing is to make sure that when you place the bed, the top of the bed, the pillow side of the bed here, the top section, is the furthest away. When you click on a bed, when a villager goes to interact with the bed, they always interact with the top of the bed. So what can happen sometimes, especially at night time, if the baby villager goes to jump in here, he can actually engage with the bed if it's the other way around. So it's always make sure the pillow side is at the top of the pillow side's always the furthest away. And then you just put another bed there, because that way then the villagers will think they have 4 beds to play with. Once that's done, this section is done now. If you want to, you can get your hoe, and you can basically just hoe all of this up, clean it all out. Okay, and then once you've done that, you can go choose. You can use potatoes, you can use carrots. I prefer carrots, but you can use anything you want. So you just go through and you just plant these down. I'm going to quickly do it, and then I will rejoin you in a second after I've done this. Okay, so now that's done. Everything up here is done. The next part is underneath. So as you can see, we've got the farm fully working. You can put the villagers in now, or you can put them in afterwards. It doesn't matter. It's completely your choice. I usually would do it after, once everything is built and you've got everything up, because the last thing you want to do is have to start coming in here, making changes at the end, and then have to deal with villagers as well. So I usually would do the villagers last. So what you're going to do now is from underneath, you're going to make a little box right here. I would strongly suggest leaving this open. Villagers will not be able to get over. If you do notice it, sometimes it happens. I've never seen it on any server, but I've had other people who have built this design tell me it can happen. What you can do is you can bring it up. But I don't like doing it because there's a chance it can restrict their access to the beds, and that's the last thing you want to do. So I try to leave it open where I can. So what we want to do now is from the bottom, you want to come down 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you want to make sure you come down on all the way around your tube. You want to come down that 5 blocks. Just like this. Okay, and then on the 5th block, you're going to come out the bottom. Make sure that there's a 2 gap here. And then from this side, from the back end, you're going to come out 7 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. And then bring the walls down on either side. You don't need to put in this section here. Okay, so now if you go back and count it, this pathway here should be 7 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then on the 8th block, you're going to come out 1 more. And then you're going to go up. Okay, now if you have your water bucket, place your water bucket here. And then you grab whichever sign you've chosen. And you place a sign right there. Then you place one right there. And then you place a water bucket in there. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to place one more sign here. And then we're going to bring this up here. So basically, now we're going to bring this over. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe the back is slightly shorter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. So basically what we're going to do now is we're going to bring out the wall here. This is the floor. Okay, now this is done, you can place a water block here, and it should fill up all of the bottom except for this one block right here, because this will be how you can get them out. Once that is done, the bulk of this is done. What you can do now is you can now add your villagers. Obviously it's easy for me because I can just use spawn eggs. So you have your 2 villagers. If they damage any crops when you try and get them in, just fix it, because if you don't, the villagers won't fix it themselves. So just grab your hoe and just redo it, and then just replant it. Once this farm starts to grow, I'm just going to grab some bone meal. If you've got bone meal, just put some down. It's going to help. It just helps get the farmers going and get the crops flowing. What I can do at a later date is I can add a tutorial in for a good bone meal, sweet berry bone meal farm. That way then I'm just working out, finishing the design up. But once I've got it finished up, I can do a tutorial on a sweet berry bone farm. I find it's it's more efficient than a skeleton farm. Like, it's so efficient, it's unreal. So I will drop a tutorial on that once I finalize the design. But yeah, if you can put some bone meal in, if you can't, it will do it naturally. It may just take longer for the farm to kick off and start. Oh. If you're worried about these despawning, you can name tag them if you would like. You do not have to. I've never had them despawn on me, but if you're concerned about it, you can name tag them both. However, unless you're trading carrots with this guy, do not trade with him. Because whatever you trade, if you trade potatoes with him, he's going to start planting potatoes instead of carrots. Make sure that you don't accidentally trade with him or anything. Just leave him as he is. And then you don't have to do this. I'm just doing it to get the farm kickstarted to hopefully get faster results. Okay, so now that the farm's going, you can see hearts already. They've got hearts already. They're already going to it. They're sharing food. There's so many hearts. In a minute, they'll produce a baby. There we go. There it is, right there. And as you can see, straight in, walks across, tries to walk across the beds, doesn't walk across. And then what happens is he sits down here. Now, this is why there's a water block right there. Like, this is how we used to transport villagers before we had soul sand elevators and stuff. So basically, he'll sit down here. And then what happens is, when he grows up and becomes a full-size villager, let me just grab one just to show you guys. When a full-size villager enters the channel, they go up and they float up. So once he grows up into an adult, he will just rise up. And then he sits there and he'll sit there and he'll wait until you come and collect him. And that is basically the farm. Top to bottom, that is the farm, and it works. The only thing that you can do, and you can add this, like I said, it's optional. You don't have to. I do just because I like to make sure that if I'm on a server, I'm being known full of other players, because this will just keep producing. So what I do is I put a piston in, I put a glass, and then right on the back of the piston, put a lever. Basically, when this is closed, they won't breed because they can't react with the breads anymore, so they won't breed. When it's open, they will. This farm can produce up to 2 Minecraft babies a day. So it will produce 2 villager babies per day. Obviously, then it takes them 20 minutes. Once they go into this once they're born, it takes them 20 minutes to turn into adults before they'll rise through there. But obviously, as they keep going through here, they'll sit at the bottom until they're ready to go, and then they'll go. Once they become an adult, they'll go up. As for getting them out, there is multiple options you can do. I know on my one, I brought a tube down for them to go into. What you can do is you can add a tube in and just put a block in, so it's missing the block on each side. the way I have it on mine is I have it so I have rails. I have rails like this, because what I can do is I could put a water block in here, and the rails will keep it in place. That is just because if I'm trying to get a lot of villagers for a project, you can have more than 25 in a single block. You can have more than 25 as long as you have a water source there. And then what you can do is you just pop the glass at the bottom, and they'll just fall straight down into this thing. At which point you can use just grab a minecart, and you can grab the villager out. Make sure that if you're using this, you're using glass, because if you use anything else like stone, when the villager goes through it, they'll actually take. Back up. See, they take damage when they go through a solid block, but because glass isn't a solid block, they won't take damage. So I push him through. Then if I put, as you can see, he went through. He didn't take any damage off the other ones, and that's just because glass isn't a solid block, so they can actually stay partially inside of glass. But that's a way. You can also use a dispenser with a minecart to grab them right out of the thing and take them wherever you want to take them. That's all up to how you guys want to run that. But that's pretty much it for the farm. So thank you for watching the tutorial. If you've got any questions, if you're having any issues with it, feel free, leave me a comment, and I'll happily try and explain it to you, or try and help you troubleshoot an issue. Or like I said, if you reach out to me on Twitter, I also respond on Twitter as well. I will leave the links to my Twitter in the description. And that's about it for this tutorial. Thank you, and have a great day.